Welcome back to the channel and Treasure Hunter. Today we're talking about big money Washington quarter dollar coins, specifically the 1991p and 1992d quarters from the United States of America. Some of these coins are worth way more than 25 cents, especially if they have rare errors or are in top condition, so make sure you watch till the end. Let's get started. First up, the Washington quarter dollar coin dated 1991 with the P mint mark struck in the United States of America. This video is designed for collectors, beginners, history lovers, and anyone curious about everyday coins that pass through our hands yet carry stories, value, and meaning. We will slowly explore the background, history, metal composition, minting process, circulation patterns, collecting interest, and realistic value expectations for this specific coin in fine condition. This is not about hype or get-rich-quick ideas, but about understanding what you own, why it exists, and how it fits into the larger story of American coinage. This long-form discussion is perfect for relaxed listening, learning, and appreciation of numismatics as a hobby and as a window into national history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in the early 1930s to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States of America, and over time it became one of the most familiar and widely used coins in daily commerce. By 1991 the design was already iconic, with John Flanagan portrait of Washington on the obverse, showing a left-facing bust with strong classical features symbolizing leadership, stability, and continuity. The reverse at that time still displayed the heraldic eagle with spread wings perched on a bundle of arrows framed by olive branches, a design that emphasized both strength and peace, and by the year 1991 this design had been in use for decades, making the coin instantly recognizable to millions of people. The P mint mark on the 1991 Washington quarter indicates that the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which is one of the oldest and most historically significant mints in the country. Philadelphia coins are extremely common for modern dates because the mint produces very large quantities intended for everyday circulation. During 1991 hundreds of millions of quarters were struck in Philadelphia to meet the needs of commerce, vending machines, parking meters, and cash registers across the nation. Because of this high production, the 1991 P quarter is considered a common date, meaning it is readily available to collectors and the general public alike. The composition of the 1991 Washington quarter is a copper-nickel clad structure consisting of an outer layer of copper-nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This composition was introduced in the mid-1960s to replace the earlier silver quarters, and by 1991 it was fully established as the standard. The coin weighs about 5 2/3 grams and has a reeded edge which helps prevent counterfeiting and wear identification. In fine condition, the coin shows noticeable wear on the high points such as Washington hair above the ear and the eagle feathers, yet all major details remain clear and readable, giving it a balanced, circulated appearance. A fine condition grade means the coin has seen regular use in circulation but has not been damaged, cleaned harshly, or abused. The design elements are worn but strong, with the date, mint mark, and inscription still visible. This level of condition is very common for coins that have been used for years and then later pulled aside by someone who noticed the date or mint mark. Fine condition is not considered rare or premium for modern quarters, yet it represents an honest example of real circulation history, a coin that likely passed through countless hands and transactions before being saved. When it comes to value, the 1991 P Washington quarter in fine condition typically holds a value close to its face value, with a small premium possible depending on demand and market conditions. Most examples are worth around $1/4 to perhaps slightly more in retail settings. There is no silver content and no major rarity associated with this date and mint mark, so prices remain modest. However, value in coin collecting is not always about money. Many collectors enjoy assembling date and mint mark sets, and this coin plays an important role in completing a late 20th century Washington quarter collection. Collectors who subscribe to coin magazines, price guides, or online numismatic platforms will often see the 1991 P quarter listed as a baseline reference coin. These subscriptions provide updated values, historical context, and grading images that help collectors understand where their coins fit within the broader market. Such resources emphasize education over speculation and encourage careful handling, storage, and documentation of coins. Even common pieces like this quarter benefit from being properly identified and stored in a coin holder to prevent further wear and environmental damage. From a historical perspective, the year 1991 places this coin at the end of the Cold War era, a time of global change, economic transition, and technological growth within the United States of America. This quarter circulated during a period when cash transactions were still dominant before digital payments became widespread, making it a small but tangible artifact of everyday life in the late 20th century. Holding this coin today connects the present to that era, reminding us how ordinary objects can quietly witness history without drawing attention to themselves. For content creators, discussing this coin at length allows for storytelling, education, and realistic expectations. Viewers can learn how to identify mint marks, understand grading terms like fine condition, and avoid misinformation about exaggerated values by showing close-up visuals comparing worn and uncirculated examples and explaining why some coins are common while others are rare. Creators can build trust and credibility. Long-form videos about such coins often appeal to relaxed audiences who enjoy listening while learning without pressure to buy, sell, or speculate. In conclusion, the Washington $quarter coin dated 1991 with the P mint mark in fine condition is a common yet meaningful piece of American coinage. Its monetary value is modest, but its educational, historical, and sentimental value can be significant, especially for new collectors. It represents continuity, design, tradition, and everyday commerce rather than rarity or wealth. Understanding coins like this builds a strong foundation in numismatics and encourages appreciation for the small details that make up larger historical narratives, making this humble quarter a perfect subject for a long, thoughtful, and informative presentation. Next up, the Washington $quarter coin dated 1992 with the D mint mark represents a fascinating chapter in the long-running story of United States of America coinage, and it is a coin that many people still find in circulation today, which makes it especially interesting for beginners, collectors, and history lovers alike. This coin belongs to the modern clad Washington quarter series, which began in the mid-20th century and continued until the introduction of the state quarters program, and the 1992 D quarter was struck at the Denver Mint during a time when the United States economy was stable and minting technology was highly refined, resulting in large production numbers and consistent quality. The obverse of the coin features the familiar portrait of George Washington designed by John Flanagan, which has been a symbol of American money for generations, and the reverse shows the heraldic eagle with outstretched wings holding arrows and an olive branch representing strength and peace, and this classic design connects the coin deeply to national identity and tradition. When discussing the 1992 D Washington quarter, it is important to understand what the mint mark means, because the small letter D found on the obverse of the coin indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the primary minting facilities in the United States of America. The Denver Mint is known for producing coins in very large quantities, and in 1992 it struck hundreds of millions of quarters to meet the needs of everyday commerce. This extremely high mintage plays a major role in determining the value of the coin today, because rarity is one of the most important factors in coin collecting, and since the 1992 D quarter is very common, it is usually not considered rare even in fine condition. However, its abundance also makes it a perfect educational example for new collectors who want to learn how to grade coins, identify mint marks, and understand how value is determined in the numismatic world. The condition described as fine has a very specific meaning in coin collecting, and it refers to a coin that shows moderate wear but still retains clear and readable details on both the obverse and reverse. On a fine condition 1992 D quarter, the portrait of George Washington will show wear on the hair and cheek, but the outline will remain strong and the word liberty and the date will be fully visible. On the reverse, the eagle will still be recognizable with feather details mostly worn, but the overall design intact. Fine condition coins are often coins that have circulated for many years and tell a story of everyday use, which some collectors actually appreciate because it reflects the real-life journey of the coin through countless hands, wallets, and transactions across the country. In terms of value, the 1992 D Washington quarter in fine condition is generally worth its face value, which is $1/4 or 25 cents in everyday terms. Because it is so common, collectors usually do not pay a premium for circulated examples. However, in some cases a collector might pay a small amount above face value, perhaps up to $1, if the coin has attractive toning or is part of a larger collection set. But it is important to be realistic and understand that this coin is not a hidden treasure, and it will not suddenly be worth a large sum of money. Its true value lies more in education, history, and personal interest rather than financial investment, and this makes it an excellent coin for teaching new collectors about grading, realistic pricing, and the importance of research. The composition of the 1992 D quarter is also worth explaining in detail because it reflects changes in United States coinage over time. The coin is made of a clad composition consisting of an outer layer of copper nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This sandwich-style construction was introduced in the 1960s when silver was removed from circulating coinage due to rising metal prices, and this change allowed the mint to continue producing coins economically while maintaining a similar appearance and feel. The weight, diameter, and thickness of the quarter are standardized and consistent, which makes the 1992 D quarter feel familiar in the hand and suitable for everyday use in vending machines, parking meters, and cash registers all across the nation. For our audience, it is useful to place the 1992 Washington quarter into a broader historical and cultural context because coins are more than just money, they are miniature historical documents. This coin was minted during the early 1990s, a period marked by technological growth, political change, and cultural shifts in the United States of America. While the coin itself does not commemorate a specific event, it circulated during a time when many significant moments were happening in American life, and imagining this coin passing through stores, gas stations, and households can help viewers connect emotionally with the object and see it as a silent witness to history rather than just a piece of metal. Collectors often ask whether errors or varieties exist for the 1992 quarter, and while major famous errors are rare, there are always minor minting variations that can occur, such as slight off-center strikes, weak strikes, or small die cracks. Most of these minor errors do not add significant value, especially in fine condition, but they can still be interesting to examine and discuss in a video because they teach viewers what to look for and how coins are made. The minting process involves massive presses and engraved dies, and even with modern technology, small imperfections can slip through, which adds another layer of fascination to everyday coins like this one. Proper storage and care is another important topic when discussing the 1992 Washington quarter. Even though it is not highly valuable, it should still be treated with respect. Coins in fine condition should be stored in a dry environment away from moisture and extreme temperatures, and it is best to handle them by the edges to avoid transferring oils from the skin. Cleaning coins is generally discouraged in numismatics because improper cleaning can damage the surface and reduce collector appeal. Even for common coins, developing good habits early helps collectors protect their coins and prepares them for handling more valuable pieces in the future. From an educational perspective, this coin is ideal for starting a Washington quarter collection or filling album slots. Many collectors enjoy assembling complete date and mint mark sets, and the 1992 quarter is an easy and affordable piece to obtain. It also serves as a reference point for comparing condition differences between fine, very fine, and uncirculated coins. By studying examples side by side, viewers can train their eyes to notice where patterns, luster loss, and design sharpness, which are critical skills in coin grading and valuation. In conclusion, the 1992 Washington quarter dollar coin in fine condition may not be rare or expensive, but it holds significant educational, historical, and cultural value. It represents everyday American commerce, the legacy of George Washington, the efficiency of modern minting, and the accessibility of coin collecting for people of all ages. A long-form video focusing on this coin can inspire curiosity, teach realistic expectations, and encourage viewers to look more closely at the change in their pockets, because sometimes the most common coins are the best teachers in the fascinating world of numismatics. Thanks for watching.